was a morning in November 1989. The cold wind softly brushed against my face as I awoke. I sat up, swung my neck from side to side in an attempt to crack my lifeless bones. I swore I heard my mother's voice, yet I couldn't hear what she said, but it sure woke me up. I made my way out of the bedroom, heading to the kitchen where I assumed she'd be, like every other morning. In the kitchen, my mother was doing the dishes. Nothing out of the ordinary, but things were odd. I couldn't describe it. Something just didn't look right. The kitchen looked so lifeless. The once bright yellow cabinets looked like pale. The cliched checkered vinyl floor looked gray and blank. Even my mother's red apron that she always wore looked a dull pink. I shook my head and rubbed my eyes. I should have gotten more sleep last night, I scoffed under my breath. My mother turned around with a smile on her face, most likely acknowledging my presence. After observing the contents of breakfast, I decided I wasn't hungry, so I went up to my room to get dressed. I felt heavy and drowsy. What happened last night? I said to myself. Now I'm worried. I can't seem to remember anything before waking up. I try hard to regain my memory, brush it off as a fatigue, and open my wardrobe to find an outfit. Gray sweater and blue jeans. Impressive, I muttered to myself with that cheeky sarcasm my mother always hated. I'm off to school, Mom! I yelled. No reply. That's odd. My mother didn't give me her usual lecture about staying out of trouble. I headed for the front door. As I'm walking down the street, I spotted my friend. Hey pal, how's it going? My friend ignores me. Hey, what's wrong? He keeps ignoring me. I tapped in on his shoulder, but he swatted his arm as you would when a foreign object comes into contact with it. Mate, what's your problem? I yelled, frustrated at today's events. He keeps walking, and I'm left standing on the sidewalk, wondering what the hell's going on. I decide to go back home. It's too much to handle, and I'm way too tired to bother coming up with a logical explanation. He's probably upset at me. I don't know why, though. Upon entering my home, I hear laughter. It's my mother. I find her in the kitchen alone in the same spot I'd seen her at breakfast. I approached her near the sink. What I see takes the color right out of my face. The sink is full of blood. My mother's holding a bread knife in her hand. She starts mumbling, I'm sorry. You look so sweet sleeping in your bed. I barely make out the words. Blood covering her arms and dripping into the sink. Are you okay? What have you done to yourself? It doesn't take me long to realize the blood in the sink isn't hers. I run for my room. I must still be sleeping, of course. There's no explanation. I enter my room and see myself in bed sleeping. I roll myself over. My body turns, but my head